Did you know that the CMA exam is changing in 2020? Don't fret. In this episode, I'll spill the beans and tell you everything you need to know to adequately study and pass your CMA exam in 2020. And stay until the end to find out how to get your hands on my free CMA exam cheat sheet to guarantee your exam success. And for the best CMA exam strategies and tips, subscribe to my show. Just hit the subscribe button to be notified when I publish a new episode every single Monday. Hey there, I'm Nathan from CMAexamacademy.com, where we help candidates like you pass the CMA exam on the first try. If you're curious about how the major changes to the CMA exam in 2020 will affect you, stay tuned because I'll share all the juicy details with you today. First, why is the CMA exam changing first of all? When the CMA exam was first designed, its goal was to test candidates on the information and tools they will need in order to perform well in their current roles as management accountants. As the role of the CMAs evolved over the years, so too has the exam. One of the most notable changes in CMA roles has been a reliance on software and technology, specifically in regards to tasks involving analytics. The importance of certified management accountants is now more focused on their ability to analyze and report on these numbers. So simply put, strategic analysis and advising has become more central to the roles of current CMAs, so the new CMA exam will reflect these changes. So what will the change in 2020 be? Are you ready? Let's do this. There are going to be several changes to both Part 1 and Part 2 of the CMA exam. I'll break down the CMA exam changes by part so it's easier to follow, okay? So going into 2020, Part 1 will have a new section, Domain F, Technology and Analytics. This section will now make up 15% of the exam coverage and tackle 52 learning outcome statements, or LOS for short. Now, in order to make room for this new addition, other domains were reduced in size to accommodate this. Domain B, Planning, Budgeting, and Forecasting, went from 30% to 20%, and Domain D, Cost Management, went from 20% to 15% of the total exam coverage. Now, given these changes, it can be concluded that the IMA is placing greater importance on a CMA's analytical skills and tasks like the strategic decision-making and technology. And this will define the CMA more prominently in today's world. Another notable change is that the section on internal auditing will be completely removed. While it is important for CMAs to understand internal auditing, the IMA clearly believes that they should be more involved in the management of controls rather than auditing. Now, Part 1 of the CMA exam will now be known as Financial Planning, Performance, and Analytics, and be broken down into the following 6 competencies, and this is in no particular order, okay? Cost Management, 15%, Internal Controls, 15%, Technology and Analytics, 15%, External Financial Reporting Decisions, 15%, Planning, Budgeting, and Forecasting, 20%, and Performance Management at 20%. Which version of Part 1 did you like the most? The 2019 or the 2020? Let me know in the comments below. Now, similar to Part 1, Part 2 will now have new content, while some topics will be completely removed. Domain F, Professional Ethics, will increase in coverage because of the addition of new content. This domain will now test candidates on new LOSs, including groupthink, diversity of thought, ethical leadership, and traits of ethical leaders, as well as facilitating payments. These new inclusions will add 5% more coverage to Domain F, increasing it from 10 to 15%. Though Domain C, Decision Analysis, will not have any new LOS, it will increase in coverage by 5%, giving it 25% coverage overall. To make room for the new LOSs and of course to focus on the more pertinent skills of CMAs, some content was deleted. Domain A, Financial Statement Analysis, will no longer test on off-balance sheet financing and has been reduced to 20% coverage. Domain B, Corporate Finance, cut out several sections including bankruptcy, tax implications of transfer pricing, and the distinction between liquidation and reorganization. There were no changes to domain D or E in terms of content. However, domain D now makes up 10% coverage rather than 15%. So as stated earlier, the biggest changes were to domain F, as it added several new LOSs and removed sections on methods to monitor ethical compliance and requirements of SOX Section 406, Code of Ethics for Senior Financial Officers. Part 2 of the CMA exam will now be referred to as Strategic Financial Management and cover the following 6 competencies in no particular order: risk management, 10%, investment decisions, 10%, professional ethics, 15%, financial statement analysis, 20%, corporate finance, 20%, and decision analysis, 25%. With all the new learning outcome statements, it may seem a bit overwhelming, I understand. But there is good news. Key components of the CMA exam will not be changing at all. For example, the CMA exam format, fees, eligibility, and registration will all remain the same. The passing score will also remain the same, so essentially the structure of the exam will not be impacted. It's just the content. So those were all the major exam changes coming in 2020. Now I have a question for you. Do you want to increase your odds of passing your exam in 2020? Get your hands on my exam secrets cheat sheet that is packed with my best techniques to help you ace your exam in 2020. And the link to grab it is in the description box below. If you like this episode, please let me know by liking it, subscribing to the show, and sharing it with your fellow CMA candidates. How do these exam changes affect your exam plans moving forward? Let me know in the comments section below. I know that there are a lot of questions around these changes, how to best plan for your exams. I know that some of you will still want to take at least one exam in 2019 and leave the second exam for 2020. It's completely possible. There is still time, but if you need help strategizing or need advice, I'm your CMA coach. Leave a comment below and I'll gladly guide you and assist you. Until next week, bye.